my name is Amy and this is Ling. Today we're going to discuss about the role of questions and feedback.
Turn on.
Okay, just that's my fault. Now try it. Okay, well just let me pause for a second. Try again.
Should I start again?
If you want to, yeah, it might be best for you.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Amy and this is my colleague Ling. Today we're going to discuss about the role of feedback and questions. At work, people tend to ask questions and give and receiving feedback in a personal and professional situation. Asking questions is to require people to think, listen, and respond, and giving effective feedback to create a positive relationship. So today we're going to discuss about questions, type of questions, the value of questions, and questions try to avoid. Secondly, we're going to speak about feedback, type of feedback, the value of feedback, and feed forward. There are 5 types of questions. First one is open questions, require people to elaborate, explain, helping to build rapport, and encourage people to open up. For example, how was your business changed in the last few years? Secondly is closed questions, required short answers such as yes or no to provide specific answer and information. Also limited and guiding the discussions and gathering information. For example, are you happy with the proposal? Thirdly is probing questions. Is the targeted questions most specific and to get to know and understand the other party's point of view? For example, how could I change my offer so that this proposal will be a win-win for both of us? Fourthly, confirmation questions is the type of questions that need to be required to make sure that the other parties understand your message, such as what benefits do you think this proposal will bring to your organization in the next year? Last but not least, the summary confirmations questions is the type of questions that clarify the understanding of your customer needs. For example, how could I summarize what you have just told me so I can check I've understood you? So, what do you think the value of questions?
To gather information.
Anyone else? Exactly, to gather information. The role of question is to make connections with your client. When the client asks you questions, you will get to know their needs and you get to know their purpose of asking that questions. Secondly, to take information and opinion from different sources. When people ask you questions, they also need to provide appropriate answer for your customer questions. So you get to know the information from different sources, from different people. Thirdly, to cooperate with the colleagues and improve teamwork skill. And last one is develop discussion and negotiation skills. There are some types of questions that you need to avoid to ask, such as destructive questions. For example, you ask your colleagues, so you think that it's my fault. It's not right to ask that questions because it's considered to be mean. Secondly is leading or manipulative questions, such as, what do you think you can do? It's not right to ask that question either, so people think that you are looking on their nose. And last one, to ask multiple questions at once. For example, can you do it? Or what can you do at that time? Or can you get it tomorrow for me, please? When you ask that multiple type of questions, people tend to forget your first questions and people freak out because they don't know what to answer first. Now I'm going to change to my colleagues to talk about the feedback.
So hi, I'm gonna start with the type of feedback. There are 5 types. The first one is informative feedback, something that contains useful, helpful, or relevant information. So the next one is immediate and specific feedback. It describes what has been done or need to be done. So the third one is positive feedback, to encourage and reward for good performance, which I like the most. The fourth one is negative feedback. It's process of pointing out someone doing poorly on your work. So the last one is not feedback at all. It's to avoid unpleasantness from team member or colleagues. So the next one, I'm gonna say the value of feedback. The first one, identify our strengths and weaknesses. Compare the feedback with on assessment of any situation. Learn from the mistake and identify the problems. Moreover, feedback slow, let others know what they are doing well and how they could improve. Regardless for whether the feedback is positive or negative, the total feedback message, there are words, non-verbals, questioning and listening should always be constructive. And feed forward is avoid the gulf of the errors, focus on how to work more effectively in the future rather than focus on the error occur. As you can see, this is the feedback cycle. Feedback is good, but feed forward is better.
In a conclusion, to make effective questions and try not to be mean to your colleagues or your boss, you need to understand the definitions of 5 types of questions. Also try to avoid to ask those mean questions, not to create conflicts in the meeting.
So to give an effective feedback, we need to be specific and details, be quick with your feedback. The sooner the better, you will get instant result and give actionable feedback.
Thank you for your listening and your cooperation. To put everything that I have said about the question and the feedback, please ask me a question for free.
Any questions? No? Well done, girls.
Thank you.